Aaron, what is our fourth main topic today?
This comes to us from Alton Wang. Fans are going crazy thinking that Hugh Jackman is going to be Wolverine in Deadpool 3 because of a post that he made on Twitter. The post is him staring at his phone with a surprised look on his face. How does this thing, what is it, okay, what are we saying here? Does this mean that he's going to be in Deadpool 3? It could mean 1,000 things. He already said that he does not want to play Wolverine. What do you think that his post means, if anything?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Alton. Okay, so there is obviously for a long time, people have talked about Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine, despite the fact that over and over again, he keeps saying, no, I'm not. I'm done. I served my time. I fought the good fight. Let me take a break and not eat 12 eggs and 5 pounds of chicken breast and 7 hours of workouts every single day. Thank you very much.
That's my Wednesday morning right there, baby.
And of course, the whole conversation is only buoyed up by the fact that the greatest online faux feud in history between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, which makes going on Twitter worth it every day. That just fuels speculation. The fact that in Deadpool movies, he's referenced Hugh Jackman and Wolverine many times, right? On paper, it seems like a match made in heaven. A movie like Deadpool, now in Marvel, Hugh Jackman having said before, oh man, I would have loved to have been Wolverine in the MCU at different points. The fact that you have this ongoing thing with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, it just provides, and with the what's the word I'm looking for? The satirical nature of Deadpool really allows you to have a one-off thing of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, even if it's a bit thing. So for all these reasons, a lot of people have kept the flame of hope alive that they would see this. So let's bring up that webpage, Jonathan.
Okay, gotcha.
Let's bring up the webpage. If you scroll down a little bit, hopefully So Hugh Jackman puts out this very cryptic kind of tweet, right? Of him looking at his phone going, what? And of course, everybody jumps to the conclusion that this is a Deadpool connection. Now, I don't follow a lot of people on Twitter. Follow Hugh Jackman. I saw that, and we are not going to go into it. We're not going to go into it here. But my reaction, what I initially thought was, this was him reacting to the Roe v. Wade stuff going on. That's what I thought. But I'm alone in that. Because everybody else thought it was Deadpool. Now, I
like
will
that
say
shirt.
this. Oh, he can wear the shit out of anything. He's Hugh Jackman. I will say this.
Pillow.
I like it.
I have also heard whispers. Rob, I think you and I have talked off camera about it once or twice. I've heard whispers that Hugh Jackman making an appearance in a Deadpool 3 is not the most unrealistic possibility. Again, I'm sitting here saying, you heard it here first, guys. Hugh Jackman's going to be, no. But you know, I've heard some whispers too. There's a lot of other online journalists who've heard the same whispers I have, but there's nothing substantial to it. So do I think that post that Hugh Jackman put out, that the world seems to be convinced was all about him confirming he's in Deadpool, even though there's no Deadpool reference to it at all? I don't quite buy that. Now, the writers for Deadpool 3 are not offering much help to it one way or the other, because they were asked, hey, what do you think they should do with Wolverine moving forward? Rhett Weiss and Wernick,
Yeah.
they were talking, we've had them in our studio before, they're great, but they had this to say. So they said, suggestions, it's got to be someone shorter this time. So maybe like Zach Galifianakis or Patton Oswalt, someone like that. I don't know, look, we don't have any inside information on that. And even if we did, we wouldn't share it, but we don't. I would honestly go more an undiscovered person, because Hugh Jackman was reasonably undiscovered the first time. And I think there was initial bucking of, oh, he's too tall or he doesn't look right or what's this Australian guy. I think that if they're playing their cards right, they probably should make someone we've never seen. Wernick added that trust should be placed in the capable hands of Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige. Oh, don't worry. They'll play their cards right. You know, Kevin Feige, he knows what he's doing over there. He doesn't need any of our opinions. And that comes to us from the folks at the Direct. All right. So basically, the writers of Deadpool are saying, we have no idea. We have no idea. I mean, if we did, we wouldn't tell you, but we don't. And I don't believe them. I don't believe them. I believe that they're telling the truth when they say, if we knew, we wouldn't tell you anything. I think they know. I really do. Now, I'm not saying I think they know that Hugh Jackman is going to be Wolverine in Deadpool. I'm not saying that. But I think they have an idea about what the MCU is going to be doing with Wolverine at this point. Because I would be shocked if Ryan Reynolds and the guys didn't ask Marvel about, so what's the situation with Wolverine going to be? What can we incorporate? What can we not? I would be shocked to find out that that wasn't part of their initial discussions in laying down the groundwork of what their Deadpool movie is going to be. Do I think Hugh Jackman is going to be in Deadpool? No, I don't. Would I put up $100 in a bet with Ray over that? No, I wouldn't put $100 on it. But feet to the fire, I don't think this is what's going to happen. I do not think Hugh Jackman is going to be there. I do not think that tweet was about it. But I also know it's not impossible. Anyway, we want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. You know, the one with the delightful ads with good Canadian kid Ryan Reynolds. So look, after years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't a catch. And guys, that's no joke, because for years I've been using one of the major providers and it was fine. But I switched over to Mint Mobile a little while ago. The service has been fantastic. And the big difference is I'm now paying about 1/3 of what I was paying before. And the best part for anybody who just hates their phone bills is that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. No, it's not impossible. Anyway, Rob, you saw the post by Hugh Jackman. You hear everybody talking about it. You've heard the whispers. What do you make of the situation?
Well, first of all, look, the X-Men in the MCU is probably going to be the biggest thing since Avengers Endgame. Whatever's going on there, it's got to be carefully considered, and Wolverine is a big part of the X-Men. They are not going to retain Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. They're not going to do it. They're going to reinvent it. They're going to do something different. If they were to put Hugh Jackman in this film along with Deadpool, I think they would be taking away the emphasis on the Wolverine they're going to eventually introduce.
But let me play devil's advocate for that just for a sec. I don't disagree with you. Let me play devil's advocate. If, as Sam Raimi was kind of insinuating, that our Fantastic Four Reed Richards is not going to be John Krasinski.
Right.
Could they not just use the multiversal stuff? Because we were at CinemaCon and we saw Kevin Feige come on stage say, hey, we get to play in multiverse now. I mean, couldn't they have Hugh Jackman as some version of Wolverine there?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, at the end of Deadpool 2, Deadpool is skipping around the multiverse.
That's right, yeah.
He's already doing it. So I don't think that Hugh Jackman could appear in the movie, like in some way, shape, or form. And but I just think that I really do think that they wouldn't necessarily. I mean, it's already weird because Deadpool's a mutant,
yeah,
and he's definitely part of. I mean, he was part of X-Force. He's been part of the whole. He is an X-Men adjacent character. So if you're going to keep him, you could absolutely put Wolverine in that movie. and maybe there'll be some throwaway gag or something, but I do think that Marvel really has to be concentrating right now on who their X-Men are going to be. And I don't know the fact that they're allowing a Deadpool 3 to get made is going to be interesting, because is it going to be outside of Marvel, or is Deadpool in the MCU? I mean, it really depends. Look, can Hugh Jackman be in this movie? Sure. That tweet, I don't think was about. I don't even know why anyone would think that was about being in Deadpool.
He's just waiting for super chats to open.
What's that, right?
He's waiting for super chats to open.
He's just waiting for the super chat.
I mean, the way it was,
it's confirmation bias, right? I mean, that's what we as the audience do. We have confirmation bias.
Look, the way these guys play with the audience, and they would wink. You'd get a wink and a nudge. There's no wink and a nudge in that picture. You know, I mean, he could have just gotten the news that he's playing someone else. I mean, I don't know.
Do you remember that post that Hugh Jackman put up on his social? This is going back a year or two. I mean, you guys tell me in the live chat if you remember this post. But he was at some New York hotel, and he panned the camera around, and there's Ryan Reynolds in the bed, dressed as Deadpool.
Yeah.
And like that, like if you're looking for, that would have been confirmation, right? I mean, I don't know about this new picture at all. I mean, that's so far out of the field there. Anyway, Aaron, you saw the image, you hear people chattering, you've heard all the previous stuff. What do you think about what Hugh Jackman posted? Do you interpret him posting that as some kind of a claim or a connection to a Deadpool? And what do you think the overall chances of a Hugh Jackman actually ending up being a Deadpool 3?
Well, first of all, I think that we can unequivocally take the idea that post had anything to do with anything involving his career off the table. Look at the emoji that he chose. It's not just his facial expression. Look at the emoji. And you know what, John? I will second your emotion. It happened on the 27th of June. And that day, history, 50 years of American history and law changed dramatically. And regardless of what side of the argument you're on, that was a big day for everyone who heard that news that has an opinion about it. And given the emoji, I have a feeling I know what his opinion is about it, but that's not this show, so we're not going to talk about that. We're going to move on to the speculation about Wolverine. Well, first of all, I consulted my, king nerd dorkfest husband and was like, what do you think about Wolverine being Deadpool? And he goes, well, there's 60, blah, 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 comic books, and they all have Deadpool, and and I was like, blah, 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 zoning out.
You listen to Tom, Aaron.
I know.
All truth that comes out of his mouth.
I was like, I don't know. Would he really want to come back and play play Wolverine in Deadpool? And he goes, well, obviously he would. Blah, blah, blah. So I think that given the relationship that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have, in a way, I can see him wanting to do it. And for everybody saying, oh, well, he's too skinny to play Wolverine. Hey, guess what? That's why they have that pre-superhero workout. And when he grows his facial hair, his face is going to look a little bit more fuller. He could snap back into Wolverine in 2 seconds.
And he doesn't have to be shirtless. He can be wearing the leather jacket.
100%.
Like a lot of different things.
And so Tom had an interesting take on it because I said, yeah, but Wolverine doesn't have that same like sarcastic wit that Deadpool has. I don't see him working in that, like being in that world. And again, he reminded me, well, it's canon. He's already in that world. I'm like, fine, nerd. And then he said, but I see it being more like a buddy comedy. Buddy cop comedy. Thank you. He said he can be the
Starsky to his Hutch?
Yes. I don't know why my brain is just like not working all of a sudden. But he said the Danny to his Mel Gibson, and have that kind of thing where Deadpool is just acting like an idiot and then Wolverine is like, that's not funny.
Well, I mean, you could tell Tom too, like, look at Deadpool 2 with Cable.
Right.
Cable is not a Deadpool kind of character.
That's exactly what his argument
was. They use
was.
that as a juxtaposition against each other.
Yeah, and so for that, I go, well, you know what? I like the idea since we already have in the real world this great dynamic between Hugh Jackman and Deadpool, having the two of them do that and then introduce a new Wolverine in whatever other film they're going to do.
Whatever X-Men film they're going to do.
I don't see Deadpool being the introduction to a new character of Wolverine. I see that as a totally different iteration, and this being Hugh Jackman. I mean, he seems like he just wants to have fun in his career right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. question is for you. What do you think about this? Obviously, look, none of us here think that social media post that Hugh Jackman put up had anything to do with Deadpool. But that doesn't erase the question about could he be, though, at some point. Whatever you guys are thinking right now, conspiracy theory or not, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there.